Thank you very much for inviting me to this discussion, which is very, very important, very timely one as well, on electrolyzer technology and how it's shaping the project deliverables, or even sometimes whether a project will go through or not. And I'm going to give you the development or the perspectives of a developer. So let me first just introduce myself a little bit. I am Arnava Sinha. I work as the head of business development at ACME Group. Fairly new to this organization. I joined just this month, so less than a month old now. But I've been in the green hydrogen, green ammonia industry for about 3.5 years now. Prior to which I had experience in oil and gas for about 20 years, worked with SLB there. So a little bit about the ACME Group. It's a group that was established in 2003, so it's about 22 years old now. Primarily an integrated power producer in the renewable energy space. Solar, wind are the two predominant classes of renewable energy that the group holds. It's a publicly listed company, got listed. Its Solar Holdings got listed in the stock exchange in India, Bombay, last year. And then there are a few other verticals, which include green hydrogen and chemicals. We're also into solar module manufacturing, as well as looking at electrolyzer manufacturing, still in the preliminary stages. And there are a couple of other pretty niche areas, but we're increasingly looking at it as new businesses. One is on the sustainable food and one on the green metal side, whether it's on iron or steel manufacturing. The vertical that I represent is the green hydrogen and chemicals, where we have got our projects in green ammonia, green hydrogen, as well as other green chemicals such as methanol. The group has about around 2,000 employees today, and about 4 billion in terms of total owned projects, with an RE portfolio of 7 gigawatts. Coming directly onto our basic discussion point, which is green hydrogen, green molecules. So ACME probably has the distinction of commissioning one of the first green ammonia facility in 2021. It's a small facility; it's 5 tons per day green ammonia in Rajasthan, which is north part of India, and it's in operation. Of course, at 5, you would understand that this is not something that was commissioned with a view to having a commercial viability. But having done that about 4 years back, what ACME has learned is basically the problems that are associated or that would happen with a green ammonia facility, especially when you're integrating the electrolyzers with the ammonia loop. So there are quite a bit of lessons learned for the group over the last 2-3 years, which has helped us design the next phase of operations, which now are much bigger, right? So in a way, this was the pilot that paved the way for much bigger projects. The first one is in Duqm in Oman, where we have the first phase, which is of 100 KT of ammonia, 100 KT per annum of ammonia, which is under execution today. And we are looking at delivering that, commissioning that phase of the project by 2027, mid of 2027, so another 2 years to go before that. But then Duqm Oman also has 2 other phases. Each one of them are 400 KTPA of ammonia, and those will be completed in the next 4 years. So 28, 29 time horizon is what we're looking at to complete the entire 900 KTPA of Oman. Now, the first phase itself, which is of 100 KTPA, can be expanded to 400. So that could potentially take it to 1.2 million tons of ammonia from Oman by 2030, 2032 time horizon. 2 other projects in India that we are working on. One is in the eastern state, both are eastern states, or east and southern states of India, Odisha and Tamil Nadu. They're also 1.2 million tons of green ammonia each. And they are being, so the Odisha project is well under construction today. The Tamil Nadu project is at a planning stage. The last one that we have in plan is a project in Texas for, again, 1.2 million tons of green ammonia. However, currently that's on hold given the scenario in the US, and we're waiting to see how the business environment evolves in the United States. One of the things that we have done, and this comes from the techno-commercial viability, is to standardize all our loops, ammonia loops, to a 400 KTPA train. So that's why you see the numbers 1.2. That's because each of those projects are envisioned to be commissioned in 3 phases, each one being of 400 KT. So for the Oman project, we have already got an offtake agreement signed with Yara of Norway, which is probably one of the first green ammonia offtakes globally at a large scale. For Odisha, also, we're in the final process stages of completing a joint venture with IHI Japan and a few other Japanese companies coming through as a consortium, and that's for the first 400 KTPA stage. Then for the second stage, we have already signed a heads of agreement with BASF, and we are looking at a green methanol project with Mitsubishi from the same project. So that would be the third loop of 400 KTPA, which we could turn from an ammonia to a methanol project. So this is in a snapshot of what we are looking at. In total, we are looking at about 4.5 million tons of green ammonia or other derivatives of equivalent derivatives of hydrogen to be produced by 2032. So obviously, the scale becomes a massive requirement for us, and it's probably one of the most important factors. So when we are talking about a perspective of a developer vis-a-vis the electrolyzers, the first and foremost word that probably comes to our mind is bankability. And again, thank you, Santosh, for actually running us through the entire details, which is what I have put in one slide without the details. But I think Santosh has already covered it to a great extent. I want to focus a little bit more on the bankability side. When we are talking about, let's say, a 1 million-ton green ammonia project, we are looking at capex of involvement of $6 to $10 billion. Which means it will obviously have a very large financing requirement. In fact, most of these projects will have a debt equity ratio of 60-40 or even 80-20 if possible, because
Did the internet cut out?
Looks to me.
Can you check with Arnava if he is reconnected or? Yeah, maybe it will be reconnected. Yes. Hi. Sorry, Arnava, you got disconnected for like 6-8 seconds. Are you back again? No. No, we wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Arnava. You got disconnected for a bit. If you are back again, then we can reshare your screen. No, I think he's still a bit. Yes, now I can see it's active again.
Hello,
Hi,
can you hear me?
You got disconnected a bit, and then if you can reshare your screen. No. No, he's fully disconnected now.
Yeah.
I can ask him this.
He's probably try to connect and reconnect again. Let's see.
I'll keep an eye out, see if he reconnects, and
yeah. So we hope that he can reconnect in about 2-3 minutes. If
so
that doesn't happen,
I'm asking him. Let's see.
Yeah. In case otherwise, we will at about 4 minutes from now, we'll move on to the panel and we can continue in the discussion there. But let's give it a few minutes. I see that he's reconnecting. Yes.
Yeah.
Now good. Yes. Thank you for reconnecting. You can share the screen again.
Yeah, let me share that. Is that the right screen you're seeing? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, can you change to presenter view?